15 years ago, almost nobody believed solar power could compete with fossil fuels. It was cleaner, certainly. But it was also far more expensive. In 2010, a typical solar panel cost nearly $2 per watt, making large-scale adoption difficult across much of the world. Then something extraordinary happened. Over the next decade, solar panel prices collapsed by more than 90%. One of the most expensive energy technologies suddenly became one of the cheapest. And the country responsible wasn't the United States. It wasn't Germany. It wasn't Japan. It was China. By building the world's largest solar manufacturing industry, China didn't just change the solar market. It may have changed the economics of energy itself. The question is no longer whether solar power can grow. The question is whether this price collapse could eventually challenge the dominance of oil, gas, and coal. To understand how this happened, we need to go back to the energy system the world had relied on for generations. For more than a century, modern civilization was powered by fossil fuels. Coal fueled factories and power plants. Oil transformed transportation and global trade. Natural gas became a critical source of electricity and home heating. By the year 2000, roughly 87% of the world's energy still came from coal, oil, and natural gas. Even a decade later, fossil fuels continued supplying more than 80% of global energy demand. As consumption grew, some of the largest corporations in history grew alongside it. Companies like ExxonMobil, Chevron, Shell, and BP generated tens of billions of dollars in annual profits by providing the fuel that kept economies running. For most people, this system seemed permanent. Solar power existed, but it was widely viewed as an expensive alternative. In 2010, a typical solar module cost around $1.90 per watt. Generating electricity from utility-scale solar projects often cost between $350 and $400 per megawatt-hour. Natural gas could produce electricity for a fraction of that cost. The economics simply didn't work. Then China saw an opportunity. In 2011, Beijing identified solar energy as a strategic industry. The goal wasn't just cleaner electricity. China wanted to reduce energy dependence, create high-tech manufacturing jobs, and gain an advantage in an industry that could become enormously important in the future. What followed was one of the largest industrial expansions of the modern era. According to the International Energy Agency, China now controls roughly 85% of global polysilicon production, 97% of solar wafers, 85% of solar cells, and around 80% of solar modules. And that manufacturing empire would soon begin changing the economics of energy around the world. But building factories alone wasn't enough. The real challenge was figuring out how to make solar power dramatically cheaper. And that meant solving a manufacturing problem. Solar panels had existed for decades. The science was already well understood. What the industry needed wasn't a completely new invention. It needed a way to produce more electricity from every panel while lowering costs at the same time. One of the first breakthroughs came through a technology known as PERC, short for passivated emitter rear cell. While the name sounds complicated, the idea was relatively simple. PERC helped solar cells capture more of the sunlight hitting their surface, allowing them to generate more electricity without dramatically increasing production costs. In 2015, PERC represented only a small portion of global solar manufacturing. By 2022, it accounted for nearly 60% of solar cell production worldwide. During that period, average cell efficiency improved from roughly 18% to more than 22%. That may not sound revolutionary, but across millions of panels, even small efficiency gains create enormous economic benefits. Then another technology arrived. And this is where the story takes a turn. Known as TOPCon, or tunnel oxide passivated contact, the new design pushed efficiency even higher. By 2021, TOPCon barely existed as a commercial technology. Just a few years later, it became one of the fastest-growing segments of the solar industry. By 2025, it was expected to account for more than 60% of new global manufacturing capacity. TOPCon panels can achieve efficiency levels between 23 and 25%, allowing more electricity to be generated from the same amount of sunlight. For manufacturers, that matters. For developers, that matters. And for consumers, it matters even more. Because every increase in efficiency helps lower the cost of electricity. At the same time, China was investing heavily in the infrastructure needed to scale these technologies. According to the International Energy Agency, more than $50 billion was invested in solar manufacturing capacity between 2011 and 2023. New factories appeared across the country. Production lines became larger, equipment became more efficient, supply chains became more integrated, and costs continued falling. Eventually, something important happened. The economics of solar power stopped being driven primarily by technological scarcity. Instead, they became driven by manufacturing scale. The more China produced, the cheaper solar became. And once that cycle started, the next phase was almost impossible to stop. Prices began falling at a speed few industries had ever experienced before. By the early 2020s, China's manufacturing machine was producing solar equipment at an extraordinary pace. Factories kept expanding, new production lines kept opening, and capacity continued growing faster than demand. According to industry estimates, global solar module manufacturing capacity reached roughly 1,100 gigawatts in 2023. Yet actual demand was closer to 400 to 500 gigawatts. In other words, the industry could produce far more solar panels than the world was installing. That imbalance changed everything. When supply grows faster than demand, prices almost always fall. And in the solar industry, they fell dramatically. At the center of that expansion was China. By 2025, the country controlled more than 80% of the global solar supply chain, giving manufacturers enormous influence over production volumes and pricing. The result was one of the fastest cost declines ever seen in a major energy technology. Back in 2010, a typical solar module sold for around $1.90 per watt. At the time, solar projects were often considered too expensive to compete with traditional power sources. By 2024, that same figure had fallen to roughly 12 cents per watt, a decline of about 94%. That single number explains why the industry looks completely different today. But the story doesn't end with solar panels, because cheaper equipment eventually translates into cheaper electricity. In 2010, the levelized cost of electricity from large utility-scale solar projects averaged around $378 per megawatt hour. By 2024, many projects were producing electricity for roughly $30 per megawatt hour, another decline of more than 90%. For developers, that meant lower project costs. For businesses, it meant access to cheaper power. For governments, it created a new tool for expanding electricity generation. And for consumers, it made solar increasingly difficult to ignore. According to Bloomberg NEF, solar power is now among the lowest cost sources of new electricity generation across much of the world. The remarkable part is that this transformation didn't happen because sunlight became more powerful. It happened because manufacturing became more efficient. China had effectively turned solar panels into a mass-produced industrial product. And that success was beginning to create pressure on an industry that had dominated global energy for more than a century. For years, supporters of renewable energy focused on environmental benefits. They talked about reducing emissions. They talked about climate goals. They talked about building a cleaner future. But as solar prices continued falling, the debate began to change. This was no longer just an environmental argument. It was becoming an economic one. And that made the conversation far more difficult for the traditional energy industry to ignore. After all, energy markets ultimately care about cost. A technology can be cleaner. A technology can be politically popular. But if it also becomes cheaper, adoption tends to accelerate. That is exactly what started happening with solar power. The International Energy Agency has described solar as one of the cheapest sources of new electricity generation available today. 15 years earlier, that statement would have sounded almost absurd. Companies across the fossil fuel industry were forced to pay attention. BP expanded its investments in renewable energy and low-carbon technologies. Shell increased its focus on electricity markets, charging networks, and power generation. Total Energies became one of the world's largest investors in solar projects, not because oil and gas were disappearing, but because the competitive landscape was changing. At the same time, fossil fuels remain enormously important. Even in 2024, roughly 80% of global energy consumption still came from coal, oil, and natural gas. The old system was still dominant. But for the first time in decades, a credible challenger was beginning to emerge. As solar power became cheaper, the effects spread far beyond energy markets. The country that benefited most was China. After more than a decade of investment, China transformed solar manufacturing into one of its most important industrial sectors. Today, solar exports generate more than $50 billion in revenue annually, making the industry a major contributor to the country's technological and economic ambitions. But China's success also created new concerns. In Washington and Brussels, policymakers began worrying about the risks of relying too heavily on a single country for critical energy infrastructure. The United States introduced new tariffs on several Chinese solar products. The European Union launched investigations into subsidies and market practices. The concern wasn't simply about trade. It was about control. If one country dominates the supply chain, it gains enormous influence over the future direction of an entire industry. At the same time, many developing economies viewed the situation very differently. For countries that import large amounts of fuel, cheaper solar panels represented an opportunity. Nations such as India, Brazil, and Vietnam could expand electricity generation without increasing dependence on imported coal, oil, or natural gas. Consumers were changing as well. In 2010, total installed solar capacity worldwide stood at roughly 40 gigawatts. By 2024, that number had surpassed 2,000 gigawatts, an increase of more than 50 times in just 14 years. As solar became cheaper, related technologies started benefiting too. Lower electricity costs improved the economics of electric vehicles. Battery storage systems became more attractive. Households that once ignored renewable energy began paying attention. What started as a manufacturing strategy inside China was gradually reshaping how governments, businesses, and consumers thought about energy itself. And that raises the question that matters most to many Americans. What does all of this actually mean for you? For most Americans, the biggest question isn't whether China dominates solar manufacturing. It's whether any of this creates real economic value at home. In many cases, the answer depends on where you live. A typical rooftop solar system in the United States can still cost between $25,000 and $35,000 before incentives. That isn't a small investment, but thanks to falling equipment costs and federal tax credits, the numbers look far different than they did a decade ago. In many states, homeowners can recover their investment in roughly 6 to 12 years. Most systems are designed to operate for 25 to 30 years. That means years of potential electricity savings after the initial payback period. Even the experts remain cautious about predicting the future. IEA Executive Director Fatih Birol has described solar as the fastest-growing energy technology in the world. Meanwhile, BloombergNEF analyst Jenny Chase argues that China's enormous manufacturing capacity could continue pushing prices lower for years. The experts still debate whether renewable energy can fully replace fossil fuels. But they increasingly agree on one thing. Solar power is no longer the expensive alternative. It's becoming one of the most economically competitive forms of energy on Earth. 15 years ago, solar power was often dismissed as an expensive alternative. Today, it is reshaping energy markets around the world. Whether it eventually replaces fossil fuels remains uncertain. But after China's manufacturing boom drove prices down by more than 90%, one thing seems increasingly clear. The era of expensive solar power is probably not coming back.